Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, I'm going to go through an introduction to slope-intercept form. Now, simply put, slope-intercept form is a way to write the equation of a line. So we can write and graph equations of lines using this form. Slope-intercept form may look confusing at first, but it actually gives us a very straightforward and clear form to, again, write and graph the equation of a line. Now we have slope-intercept form right here. Y equals mx plus b, which at first, this may just look like a bunch of random letters. But once we understand what's going on here, it will make a lot more sense. And we're going to start with two of the letters, m and b. M is going to be the slope of the line. Remember, slope tells us how steep a line is. So how much a line is changing vertically as it moves horizontally. Then B is the y-intercept of the line. That just means that's where the line crosses the y-axis. So B is the y-intercept. So right now, we should understand that M is the slope and B is the y-intercept. And that's why we call this slope-intercept form. This gives us all the information we need to graph a line. And then the x and y variables represent the x and y coordinates of any point on the line. So when writing in slope-intercept form, we can leave those as just x and y. Let's jump into our first example here where we have y equals 3x plus 2. So how do we go from this equation to this graph? Well, let's start with slope. What's our slope here? Our slope is next to x. So our slope is 3 here. So m equals 3. Remember, slope equals rise over run. The vertical change over the horizontal change. So let's actually write this in fractional form in order to make our rise and run more clear. For a whole number, all we need to do is put it over 1. So we can rewrite this as 3 over 1. A rise of 3 over a run of 1. Now for B, the y-intercept. We have y equals 3x plus 2. So B equals 2. This is our y-intercept right here. And this is a positive 2. Again, that's where our line crosses the y-axis. And that's all the information we need for slope-intercept form and the graph of this line. Now taking a look at the graph, let's start with the y-intercept. That's our starting point because we know exactly where that's going to be. And then we can use slope to go from there. Our y-intercept is 2, which is right here. See how that line crosses the y-axis at 2. And the coordinates are 0, 2. So we say the y-intercept is 2. And then for the slope, we go from that point. We go from that y-intercept. And again, slope is rise over run. So let's start with the rise of 3, and that's a positive 3. So we go up 3 units from our y-intercept. 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. Then our run is 1, a positive 1. So we go to the right 1 unit. 1. And there's our second point. And we can graph our line using those 2 points. And in this example, I had the line already graphed. So we could see where the y-intercept was and how we use slope to go from that point. Now, one more thing I want to mention here. Remember, x and y are variables representing points on this line. So let's say we plug in 1 for x. So we go over to 1 on the x-axis. What will our y coordinate be? Well, let's see. So we have y equals 3 times 1 plus 2. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So y equals 5. And we can see from the graph that that is true. If x is 1, y is 5. That's a point on the line. Maybe we want to figure out what y will be if x is 6 or 15 or 20. Whatever the case may be, we can use this equation to figure that out. So just remember, x and y represent the coordinates of any point on the line. Let's move on to number 2. So here is number 2, where we have y equals negative 1/2 x minus 1. For this one, we're going to figure out the slope, the y-intercept, and then graph the line. Let's start with our slope, which is negative 1/2. So right here. So m equals negative 1/2. And I'm rewriting this with the negative in the numerator, the top number. That's going to help us make things more clear when it comes to the rise and the run. So our rise here is negative 1 and our run is positive 2. That's still negative 1/2 there. Now for our y-intercept. And you may be thinking, shouldn't we have plus b here plus our y-intercept in order to be in the correct form? Well, we're actually working with a negative y-intercept here. So we have subtraction. This equation has been simplified, so we don't have plus a negative, meaning this equation can be rewritten as y equals negative 1/2 x plus negative 1. So either of these equations will work. We can use y equals negative 1/2 x minus 1 or y equals negative 1/2 x plus negative 1. Now that rewritten equation does make the negative a little more clear. We can clearly see that our y-intercept is negative 1. But equations will a lot of times be simplified to showing that as just subtraction. So we don't have that double sign and addition sign and the negative. Subtracting 1 gives us the same thing as adding negative 1. That's something to keep in mind when it comes to the y-intercept. So with that being said, our y-intercept is negative 1. That's where the line crosses the y-axis. And this is all of the information we need to graph. So let's start with the y-intercept because we know exactly where that point is. Negative 1 on the y-axis. And then we will use the slope to go from there. So our y-intercept is right here at negative 1 on the y-axis. Our slope is negative 1/2. So rise of negative 1 and then a run of positive 2. Since our rise is negative 1, we go down 1 unit. And then since our run is a positive 2, we go to the right 2 units. So down 1 over 2. And our second point goes right here. And then we draw our line through those 2 points. Let's move on to number 3. Lastly, taking a look at number 3 here, we have a situation that we're going to apply slope-intercept form to. Understanding slope-intercept form is more than just looking at a simple line. We can apply this to real situations, to real problems. Now, this example is going to be fairly simple, and I have a lot of it already laid out for us. But it's something we can build off of, and it's going to help our overall understanding of slope-intercept form. We have AJ spent $8 on supplies for his lemonade stand. He sells cups for $2 each. Now for this example, I already wrote this out in slope-intercept form for us. We have y equals 2x minus 8, where y is AJ's profit, so how much money he will make, and then x is the number of cups sold. So let's actually think about this equation, and we're going to start with the y-intercept, which is -8. So the y-intercept, -8. And why do you think this is -8, even though there's a +8 in our original problem? Well, AJ spent $8. So from a profit standpoint, how much money he is making from his lemonade stand, he's starting down $8. He spent that money. So the y-intercept, again, is -8. That's where he's starting. And let's actually put that on our graph. So AJ is starting right here at -$8. So our y-axis here is going to be AJ's profit. Now let's move on to slope. So what's our slope? Well, 2. We have 2x. So m equals 2. And I'm going to rewrite this in fractional form. And all we need to do is put 2 over 1. So our rise is 2 and our run is 1. So here, the number of cups sold is going to determine how much money AJ makes. And this graph is going to be a visual representation of this. So for an overview of this equation, we have y, AJ's profit, equals 2x, so 2 times the number of cups sold, $2 times the number of cups sold, minus $8, which was the money he spent to start. So using the slope and the y-intercept, let's continue to graph now. We started at 0, -8. That's our y-intercept. That shows with 0 cups sold, AJ is at -$8 in profit. Let's go from there using the slope. Rise of 2, run of 1. So we need to go up 2 units and then over 1 unit from that y-intercept. So up 2 over 1, and our next point is right here. So AJ's profit went up $2. He went from -$8 to -$6 after selling 1 cup. And let's actually do a couple more points here. So up 2 over 1. And here's our next point. Up 2 over 1. And we have another point. These points are going to continue on. So let's connect them here. And that's our graph. So an overview of this graph here, we're starting at the y-intercept. AJ's starting with -$8. And then with each cup sold, his profit is increasing. For example, 3 cups sold will be -$2 in profit. We go over to 3 on the x-axis, and then the point is down at -2. And to go off of that, what if we wanted to see how much profit AJ will make if he sells 10 cups? Well, we use our equation and we plug in 10 for x. Then we solve and see what y equals. That will give us the profit he will make. On the other hand, let's say AJ has a goal of $100 profit. We can plug in 100 for y and solve for x. That will give us how many cups he'd need to sell in order to reach that goal. So we can plug in different numbers for x and y to figure things out that we are looking for. We can use the equation to find any point on the line. So there you have it. There's an intro to slope-intercept form. I hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.